Just looking back at the season, what are your biggest takeaways from this year?
I'd say, well, as a team, I thought, we went through some tough stretches, but I think some really positive ones as well. We learned collectively as a group that, we got to show up every night and we got to do what helps us win, and play to our identity, play fast, play a full 60 minutes. We started off the year struggling in the second period, trying to, do too much at times. And I think that, we found that when we played our game, when we put pucks behind their D and forechecked hard and used our speed, we're a fast team, played fast. That's when we found most of our success. And it's ultimately up to us. A lot of the results this year was up to us as a team to, bring it every night. It's not so much about the X's and O's. And I think that we went through a lot of ups and downs, but we kind of figured that out a lot more. And I think it'll help moving forward, trying to be as consistent as we can be. Individually, I thought it was a pretty good year. I definitely was held to, I think, more of a role this year, playing against top lines. And I obviously was fortunate and given the opportunity to play more minutes, play a lot of penalty kill, and a lot more of a shutdown role. And I think that I can build on this for next year and really look at ways that I can be better in the positions that I was in this year, and given the roles that I had. So I think I was given a lot of opportunity, which I'm very thankful for this year. And I think that I can really use the video and the results of what happened this year to improve and be better come next training camp, and hopefully involve myself in more roles for this team and to help us win. So it was overall, it's not the result we wanted. We're always looking to, be a championship team and to make the playoffs. But I think it's a step in the right direction for where this program, for where this organization needs to go. And, I'm certainly excited for what's to come in the future for sure.
Do you look at that stretch of games, that homestand where you guys played LA and Anaheim, sort of the turning point? Because obviously before that, you guys were starting to get on a roll. I think you had won 4 straight and 5 of 6. Was that kind of a turning point for the season, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, you could say so. Yeah, we were definitely buzzing before that. We were playing real hard, playing real good hockey. And then that kind of, we were in a real strong playoff race, and those stretch of games hurt us for sure, against teams that, we should be battling and should get the wins against, teams that weren't in the playoff position. And I think that, it definitely was a part of the season where if we maybe capitalized and took a few more wins in those scenarios, we'd would have had more of a chance to push for the playoffs. But at the end of the day, there were times at the beginning of the season where you could say that if we were more dialed in and collected more wins in tight games, that we weren't able to really find the wins, and we found sort of ways to lose those games. You could say that had impact in the later stretch of the season. So it's hard to say because, it is a 56 game season. It's not what we're used to as an 82 game season, but it involves a lot of, ups and downs throughout the course of the year. But I would say that was definitely an important stretch for us that we weren't really able to capitalize on. And, those are things that you learn from and just moments that, you when the next time comes around, you remember. So you do your best to prevent that from happening again. So that definitely wasn't our best stretch of the season there. It had impact on our playoff push, but once again, like I said, we're a younger group, and the only thing we can do is look forward to improve on that, and hopefully not let that happen again in an opportunity that we may have next year that we hope to have. So that's that.
There were times when you guys played Vegas and Colorado really tough. And how do you close the gap? How do the Sharks close the gap with some of the top teams in the conference for next year.
Yeah, I think that that's one of the real positives that we can take away from this season. We have had a lot of good games against very good teams. Obviously every team in this league is going to give you a challenge, and you have to show up every night if you want to win games. But I think that, it really shows well the games that we did compete against, like Colorado and Vegas, who are probably going to make us a strong playoff push, or a strong push in the playoffs. Sorry, is what I meant to say, for the Stanley Cup. So it just shows that, if we play our game, if we stick to, focusing on our structure, our discipline, and the way we compete and show up every night, shows that we can compete with any team in this league. And I truly believe that. I believed it all year. I believed it since I've gotten here. And it's just only a matter of time before we find that consistency and that, that mindset every night. Cause it's definitely hard when you're playing a lot of games, especially a year like this year. It's no excuse. Everybody was going through it. Having, the inability to go out and kind of enjoy yourself a little bit and release that hockey mindset outside the rink, and playing every other day and playing 4 games a week, it gets to you mentally, but that's where we can learn and realize that, if we show up and we stay dialed every night, it doesn't matter who the other opponent is on the other side of the ice. It's just about us and the way we compete and show up every night. We can play against these teams, and we can win games and go far. So that's a real positive thing. And it's something we can build on and get better at. And I look forward to it.
Shang.
Hey, Mario. First, I wanted to thank you so much for just how you worked with us this year. It's been really, really appreciated. Just speaking in general about the room, does it come out this season with more positivity than maybe it did last year, just in general?
Yeah, I think that, I don't think it was really negative in any way last year. It was obviously a little bit frustrating, you could say, because obviously not making the playoffs and the way the year ended wasn't easy. But I think that, this year overall, there was a lot of good signs. There was a lot of, I think, good emotions in the room. Obviously, we weren't happy to not make the playoffs, but I really like the fact that, even though the last stretch of games, we weren't really in that playoff position and we were eliminated, we still competed. We still showed up. Some of the results weren't the way we wanted to, but, at least we were working hard and still showing emotion, even though we were out of the playoffs. And I think that, things are coming together. We just, got to build on it. Like I said, it takes time. We got to get tighter as a group. There's a lot of new guys coming in, a lot of new young guys coming in, and to really bond and mesh well together. It takes a little bit of time, but I think that, we've been positive for the most part, and that's not easy. Having a goal to make the playoffs and not being able to accomplish that goal, for this year, it's not easy to always be positive in times where the result isn't there. But I think when you look at the bigger picture and as we look at, next year, the goal again is to make the playoffs. We show up and with that positivity and that energy, and the off season, for me personally, it's an exciting time. I love to, take 2 months or whatever it is and show up the next year, hopefully, with new improvements to my game and something I can add. And I think that everybody in this locker room takes a lot of pride in that, and being able to, show up 2 months later and have something to prove, show up at camp and have something else to show for next year. And I think it's a huge opportunity. And I think we're going to be, ready to go. And I think it's going to be a positive mindset. It always should be.
And you mentioned a lot of new faces or younger faces on the team. Have you taken upon yourself the role of maybe being kind of a leader among the young players in particular, since you are a very young player yourself, but with a large role on the team?
Yeah, I love these guys. I'm very close to them. Obviously, I'm close with everybody on the team, but obviously you have that age separation between a lot of the guys, and Obviously the young guys are closer to my age range and stuff like that. So I get along, I get along with these guys real well. And it's a lot of fun, not only on the ice, but hanging out with them off the ice too. And I think that goes a long way. And yeah, they're just, I don't really look at it as, I try to be a leader, but I don't look at it as like, oh, I got to lead these guys. It's more like, we just get along so well. And I think that goes a long way, and it transitions to on ice stuff. And I think that we can all be leaders for each other, and us as young guys look up to the older guys as well. And collectively in the room, we can all be leaders for each other, and look to one another to build off of each other. So I think it's a good thing. And I'm certainly, excited about it. And I love to see these guys. It's awesome to see guys get opportunities and improve and get better. So it's really cool.
Famously, Joe Thornton was, well known for, bringing everybody together, young, old, everybody in the room, right? And so I guess what I'm getting, and I know that you guys can't really get together like you usually could, but just for yourself, though, it's going to be important, though, to kind of bring everybody together, not just on the ice, but off the ice, too, when you guys can, right? Just hang out and, be kind of the spearhead of that, right?
Yeah, this year, obviously, it wasn't ideal, given the circumstances that we're all aware of. But you talk about, Joe Mojo being that guy to bring guys together. Yeah, he certainly was. He was a leader in that aspect for sure. Just a great guy to be around and a fun guy in the locker room and off the ice. But I think that's something you can't really force, I think it's something that just comes together, and I believe that it certainly is for this group. It's just guys that want to come together and definitely hang out with each other outside the rink, and that's certainly what we do and what we want to do more of especially when COVID is over with. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that it's something that needs to be forced. I think that it just happens because we're a team and we're with each other all the time and hanging out in the room all the time. And we just bond, we bond the more we hang out with each other, and the more we go through ups and downs with each other, both on and off the ice. The last couple of years, there's been some ups and there's certainly been some downs, but those are things that help you grow and be more of a team and bond and mesh well together. So there's some positive things there that I think will go a long way for this group.
And speaking of the on the ice, what do you have to improve in your game to get better playing against the top players? You did a good job of it this year, but what are you looking to get better at?
Mm-hmm. I think that, one of the big things is try not to do too much sometimes, and kind of be aware of where guys are on the ice. Sometimes I try to get involved in the play or create an offensive chance, and that's always something I want to do and provide, and something I should provide when it's there. But I should be aware at certain times of the game. Maybe sometimes in the first period, for example, try to let the game come to me a little bit more and make sure everyone's staying in front of me. When you're playing against top lines, you want to make sure all those guys are in front of you and you're aware of where they are on the ice. And I need to be aware of where my partner is and just stay structured well. And then maybe as the game goes on, second, third period, they get a little bit more tired. Then the game starts to open up a bit and I can take a couple more chances offensively. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's defense first for me. And so I can learn to kind of adjust and squeeze in those offensive chances when I can, when the time is right, because I obviously like to get involved as well. That's something I think that I can improve on. Obviously this year, I thought I did a fairly well job against the top lines, but at times plays happen where they get a chance here and a chance there, which is it's going to happen, obviously, especially when you're playing against very top players. But just trying to limit those as much as you can and try not to make those mistakes, ones that you could have prevented. Those are things that I think I can improve on. Overall, I just want to be, a little bit more patient with the puck offensively and in the neutral zone, and try to play north as much as I can and use my skating ability. So really, I think about a lot of things in the off season of where I can improve, but those are just some areas that are going to be specific for me.
All right. And finally, I just wanted to congratulate you for making the World Championships, being selected to play for Team Canada. What does that mean for you? You know, how excited are you to be going there to put on the Canadian jersey?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. No, it's an honor. It really is. I'm super, super proud and honored for the opportunity I have here. I've never played for Team Canada before. And so I'm really, really excited. Anytime you get to represent your country is a special thing. And, it'll be a great opportunity. I look forward to it. Super excited to, even compete against some of the guys on this team who are going to play for their country. It's just going to be a really cool experience. And, I hope to do the best that we can to represent Canada well. So, I'm super stoked about that. And I hope it goes well for sure.
Kevin.
Hey, Mario, I just have one question. And again, thank you for your cooperation this season. It's very much appreciated. You strike me as a guy who's never really satisfied, but can you at least look back on this year and take some satisfaction in the growth in your own on ice game?
I think that, I can build on a lot of things that I did this year. I definitely, like you said it yourself, definitely not satisfied. I want to improve on a lot of areas of my game and, make the most of the opportunities that I am getting. So the more I play, I want to be as effective as I can be out there. But this year, I think I learned a lot about playing against those top lines, like, McKinnon and the Rantanen line there, and Vegas's top line, and, all the top lines in our conference are tough to deal with. And, I was thankful for those opportunities because now I can learn from them and watch video and see where I can improve to be even harder to play against and limit the chances I give up as much as I can. But also, opportunities like the more ice time that I got this year, learning how to treat my body too. This was definitely a lot of hockey in 3 or 4 months, whatever it was, 56 games playing every other day. I feel like I learned a lot about taking care of myself and being ready to play. I think I can build on even just the little opportunities I had on the power play that I'm thankful for. Obviously I take myself as a defensive first defenseman, but I like to provide offense as well. And being given more opportunity on the power play is something I really appreciate that I think I can build on, because I do believe that I can play on the power play just with more practice and patience in this league. And that was huge that I'm thankful for. So yeah, a lot of things that I could build on that I took away from this year that are positives for me.
And are you going to do that 4x48 thing again this summer?
Yeah, maybe my times might slow down quite a bit, but I'll try to squeeze that in there when I can. I might need a little break though after the World Championship. I'm going to be gassed, so
take a break, man.
Curtis.
Just wanted to ask, we were speaking with Patrick Marleau a little bit earlier, and he says he wants to keep playing, doesn't have any plans to retire. I guess you're not surprised that he wants to keep going here.
Not one bit. No, I'm not surprised. That's he's got passion that's just unmatched. He's been, obviously, we know the record that he just broke, and we know what a special icon to this game that he is, and he's just a legend. And he shows passion like none other. And he's been playing in this league since before I was born. I think that's what it is. Yeah. And it's pretty crazy. So, he's unbelievable. And that's something we can all look up to. And that's a person that we can all look up to, for me, myself, especially. And it's crazy. I'm not surprised. It's good for him.
how special was that moment last night before the game where he gets presented with Gordie Howe's stick, and then also a gift from you guys of the painting? How special was that?
Yeah, it was wild. It's crazy. It's you're witnessing history before your eyes, and it's something that we'll all be talking about years from now. And it's just to see his stick be going into the Hall of Fame is the most games played in the National Hockey League, and the fact that I was a part of that game, it's unbelievable. And then the gift that he got from us, the painting was super cool. There's just a lot that painting meant. It was more than just a picture. It was, it could speak 1,000 words. So it was insane. And it's really cool to see. We're all super, super proud of him. And obviously I've only played with them for 2 years now, but it feels like I've known him for a really long time. And it's crazy. And it's a great moment for all of us, not just Patty, but for all of us too, to be a part of it.
All right. Thank you, Mario.
Thanks.
Anything else here for Mario before we let him go?
Yeah, I got one more thing. I know that during the year, if I'm a little bit, after a loss, a little bit down and stuff. So if I, don't give the most upright answers, I apologize for that. But I hope you guys understand, during the year it can be tough and losing games. It's not always the thing that you want, but no, I apologize, but I appreciate you guys and your questions and being patient with us. So it means a lot. Thanks.